Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr., and we were talking about many things. And one question he had for me was, what is it that the Biden administration should have done, or what did I think, were their accomplishments, and what did they leave on the table? And one thing I said that I felt they really should have followed through on was that in September 2023. The United States Departments of Education and the Department of Agriculture sent letters to 16 governors in states with land-grant HBCUs, calculating a $12 billion. Did you hear me, people? I said billion with the B. Disparity in funding from 1987 to 2020. Money they received to give to land-grant colleges that they did not give to them, that they underfunded these colleges in Mississippi and all over these 16 states. And they told them about how they had violated the Second Morrill Act of 1890 and that they had an obligation to have done that. And it was interesting, of the 18 states that have HBCU land grants, only 2, Delaware and Ohio, upheld the law. All the rest of them got away with this. And I was saying, listen, this is something that should have been followed up on. They should have been sued. They should have been forced to give that money to these black colleges that they stole. S-T-O-L-E, stole from black colleges. What do you think about that whole tragedy? Because that's still out there. There still is the opportunity for, to hold them accountable. Why? What would you say as you hear that kind of horrible disparity?
I find it troubling what occurred. Nevertheless, I believe there's an opportunity to make things right in a restorative and restorative manner as far as a monetary and restitution. And I believe that money and equitable funding will be able to help to address those historical transgressions that were done in that separate but unequal way as it relates to funding to HBCUs. I honestly believe that, again, there's an opportunity for measures to be made in order to right some of these wrongs that have occurred legally, and as far as those land grant universities and otherwise. I just honestly believe money can address these issues in a restorative manner.
Absolutely. And I want to point out to everybody that the other thing that has really bothered me, regarding this failure. Now, once they got these letters, the response of some of these states, Mississippi in particular, were horrid. Their response was not only not to give the money, the billions and millions and billions of dollars that they owe, their response was then to not only pass these anti-DEI measures, but to start talking about closing black HBCUs. And I want to just, Daryl, give a shout out to the alumni of all the black universities in Mississippi who came together and fought against that effort to close these black schools. It's not over. That fight continues. That's why we say vigilance and persistence is critical always in our fight for racial justice. But but I want to, also point out that it's not just when you go to the school that matters. It's what you do as an alumni, right, that matters.
No, you're absolutely right, Barbara. That's a large part of it. And Trinity, down in Tennessee, I know that the last year or two there was a fight even with the state legislature for Fisk University, where they're trying to take over some of Fisk University and its responsibilities and their board of governors. I mean, I'm not certain if you're familiar with what all was going down there with Fisk, but it certainly is an indication of the vigilance with the alumni have got to stand up and protect the school and the institution. Are you familiar with that at all, Trinity?
That's actually at Tennessee State, but yes, very familiar with it because, of course,
Tennessee State one, yes.
But, of course, familiar with it because President Glenda Glover has done so much, not just for Tennessee State, but as she served with the White House HBCU initiative. So being able to have the opportunity to, engage with her and her work was phenomenal. But just seeing that is really, saddening because it's one of those things where it seems as if it's another attack on a Black woman's leadership, attack on a Black woman's character. And to know that her personally and to know her work and to know that how much the institution has grown. Of course, every school, when they grow to a certain point, they might have a little bit of overpacking and they might, need a few more dorms. Everybody can understand that. But to see this happen to the institution and to have them accusing her or hiding money, or then when she calls them out for hiding money, it's like, it's really unfortunate because, of course, as a young Black woman wanting to, go forward in leadership, in opportunities, and always wanting to give back to my institution, you want to make sure that everyone who has the opportunity for leadership, you're backing them, you're being able to be a resource for them. So all the time, Tennessee State during a difficult moment like this has more than just my thought and prayers, but specifically with the HBCU scholars that are there, if they're working on advocacy, if they're working on trying to just continue to allow their universities to move as normal, then I'm always willing to help and have been. So definitely wanting to move forward with that, and not just at Tennessee State, but where this is happening nationwide, wanting to bring it to an end because we as a people have to stand together, and it's just another opportunity for us to move forward and continue to collaborate and continue to help others.
Thank you. And as we wrap up our show today, I would like to ask each of you to give your 1 minute last thought to our audience listening from all over the country and in the 13 nations out internationally. Please give your final thought and tell people how they can get in touch with you. I'm going to start with you, Savion.
All right, thanks again for having me. I most definitely appreciate you all. My final thought would just be keep fighting. Even though, like you just said, that this is going on at Tennessee State University and all over, this actually happened a year prior at Kentucky State University during my tenure as SGA president. And we was able to move through it. We was able to move past it because a lot of legislators was talking about how they didn't want to give us the money that was owed to the school because they felt like as if we didn't deserve it. And we still was able to make it through, fight, speak up, and was up at the Capitol as HBCU students to represent our university. So the message I want to give to every HBCU student out there is to continue to fight. Know that you are walking in the footprints of giants, but you are also creating giant footprints as well. So make sure you keep going, believe in yourself to everyone across America that is continue to fight this good fight. And one day we will be able to look back and see how much we've done. But until then, let's keep going. Take it a day at a time. And you can find me on all social media platforms at Savion Briggs. That's Savion Briggs. And just thank you again to the TJC family. And I appreciate you all so much and everything that you all do. I've learned so much from you all. So I'm just glad to be a part of this family.
Thank you so much. And the same to you, Professor Atwater, Dr. Atwater. I keep, I should have also mentioned that, do in your final comments, talk to, the future hosts for the HBCUs. We will do more shows on this subject, but we really wanted to make sure at the beginning of the year that we did this. Dr. Atwater.
I'll keep it very quick. My contact, and then I'll go into my comment. My contact is ratwater@xula.edu. I have Rasheed Atwater on Facebook. I'm not a social media person. I'm sorry. If you want to go to a university where you are loved and nurtured and trained to be the solution to the issues in your communities, come to an HBCU.
Woo-hoo. Wow. Dr. Russi.
Yes. I thank you first and foremost, TGC community and family. And what I am going to say, I encourage all to stay connected to their HBCU community, their faith-based community, as well as civic and civil entities, including Transformative Justice Coalition, NAACP, NCNW, the local faith community, and D9 organizations. And make sure you align with your HBCU family, locally and nationally. And here's the kick. I need everybody to do what they can while they can. Time is a gift. Cherish it and use it wisely by rendering your God-given time, your talents, and your treasured resources in a manner to collectively support HBCUs. And these things outline in the Kwanzaa's principles in the spirit of unity, self-determination, collective work, responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. That's all.
Oh, whew. Powerful, powerful. And the same to you, quickly, Trinity, the same, how do people get in touch with you? Your last and final quick comment to everyone.
Thank you so much. If anyone is looking to get in contact with me, my Instagram is at http.trinityelise, and you can reach out to me on LinkedIn at Trinity Woodson, MA. And I would say to everyone here, just a reminder that HBCUs are more than institutions of learning. They're also living legacies of resilience, advocacy, and Black excellence. And for generations, we've been at the forefront of truly producing leaders who fight for equity and drive meaningful change in our communities. And my hope is that HBCUs continue to thrive as spaces of innovation, empowerment, and leadership, while also receiving equitable funding and the resources that they deserve. And to our listeners, I encourage you all to honor this legacy by supporting HBCUs, not just financially, but also amplifying their impact, engaging with their initiatives as much as possible, and also advocating for their resources. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Daryl, I'm going to turn it over to you. Everybody, TJC is getting ready to get on the road. We'll be in Jacksonville, Florida on Monday for an MLK program at 1 o'clock. It's being held at the Jesse Ball DuPont Center Lecture Hall on, 40 East Adams Street, Jacksonville, Florida. Daryl and I are both on that program. Looking forward to it. We're turning it down. We also will be in, and I'll let Daryl tell everybody about Brunswick and take us home.
Right, we'll also be in Brunswick for the State versus Jackie Johnson, the prosecutor that was behind the Ahmaud Arbery case. We'll be there for that. Folks, we encourage you to go to tjcoalition.org, get involved. We encourage you to go to tjcoalition.org. Join the I Am Martin social media campaign. Support our HBCUs. Support the Transformative Justice Coalition. Support the Black community. Most of all, support the right to protest and to vote. Get out in the streets. Get registered. Get your vote on. Support Morehouse, support Dr. King. We appreciate all that everyone has done. We appreciate each of our guests that were with us today, Dr. Rasheed Atwater, Trinity Woodson, as well as Savion Briggs, and Dr. Alicia Russi. Folks, get off the sidewalk, get into the streets. It's time to get active. Let's get together. We'll see you next Tuesday, noon, Eastern Standard Time on WOL. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
The preceding program was paid for by Barbara Arnwine.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
News Talk 1450 and 95.9 WOL with the Carl Nelson Show. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Reverend Al Sharpton keeping it real from 1 to 4 p.m. And the Tavis Smiley Show from 4 to 7 p.m. Download our mobile app and take us everywhere you are or listen live at WOLDCnews.com. The news and issues that matter to you most from Carl Nelson, Reverend Al Sharpton, and Tavis Smiley on 1450 and 95.9 WOL. 1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. WDCJ, Washington 95.9. WMMJ HD2. WKYS HD2. And worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL.